Creative Talent Expo is Thursday, March 7th. Meet representatives from companies across the U.S. who are looking to hire students for jobs and internships. This is a big opportunity to network with industry professionals and to show off your resume, portfolio, and networking skills. Now you should know that companies come to events like this to recruit for open positions, both internship and full-time. But that's not all. These companies have open positions and they're looking for the best candidates to fill them. So if you approach this event casually, without the right preparation, you're missing an opportunity to shine. On that note, here are 3 steps for turning a job fair into a job offer. Success is not just about saying the right things on the spot. It begins before you even arrive with the right preparation. A resume is an absolute requirement for this event. And not just any resume, a perfectly polished resume that represents you well. The Portfolio Center has tons of resources available to help, and you can find our website at colum.edu/portfoliocenter. First of all, we have resume guides, and these will walk you through the process of creating or updating a resume. We also have video tutorials and resume samples available. The next thing that you should think about bringing with you are work samples. Even if you don't have a full portfolio completed, bring 3 to 5 work samples with you, and these can be in print, on a laptop, on an iPad, whatever format works for you, but it's important to have some work available. You can also find a ton of information about portfolio content on our website, and keep in mind that we also have a full staff available to help with resume questions and portfolio feedback. Now this event is also a great time to use those business cards you've been keeping tucked away in your wallet. A good business card will include your name, phone number, email address, your website URL, and ideally a title. A good title is brief and specific, so graphic designer, writer. Remember that this should focus on the role you want, not on your student status. Once you have the right materials compiled, next you want to make sure you are prepared. If you haven't attended a job fair before, take some time to think about what you want to say about yourself. Sometimes it helps to have a brief summary ready when you introduce yourself to professionals. This should be short, but includes information like your name, your major, a short overview of your work and volunteer experience, and what kind of experience you're looking for right now. You'll also want to wrap up with a question for them, and that leads us to the final prep step, which is researching the companies. Soon we'll have a list of attending organizations up at colum.edu/Creative Talent Expo. Start with company websites and take a look at how they describe themselves and the work they do. Who are their major clients? Where are their locations across the country and the world? Look at any job or internship posting they have available. Google them or search for them on industry publications so you can see what other people say about them. And finally, make some notes about what interests you about each organization. It's smart to go into the fair with a list of about 10 companies that you definitely don't want to miss. The next step, of course, is making an impression the day of. So first, remember this is a job fair and you'll want to dress to impress. What does that mean? Well, dress for the job you want and keep in mind that it's better to overdress than to underdress. Dress pants or a skirt and a nice shirt would be ideal for most positions. Generally, for creative work, you won't need a full business suit, but do try to avoid anything too flashy, low-cut, short, or otherwise distracting. Bring lots of copies of your resume with you, at least twice as many as you think you'll need. And as we mentioned before, strategize the organizations you're most excited about talking to. We'll have as many as 50 there, and if you try to see them all, you will be exhausted. For those of us who get a little nervous in crowds, it's also a good idea to leave your favorite organizations for about midway through your visit to the fair. That way you can practice and get warmed up before approaching your dream job. When you approach an organization, start with a confident handshake and an introduction. Depending on the organization, you may be speaking to a recruiter who attends career fairs often, or it may be a manager, editor, or creative who's new to the world of career fairs. After you introduce yourself, ask them some good questions about upcoming projects, initiatives, what gets them excited about the company, what they look for in new hires, what positions are currently available, and make sure at some point you ask them about follow-up. If you're interested in working with them, what comes next? Sometimes they'll take a copy of your resume, but they may also direct you to apply online. If this happens, don't be offended. Many larger companies have a policy that all submissions have to go through an online system. As you wrap up a conversation, grab a business card if you can, leave them one of yours, of course, and step away to make a few quick notes about your interaction. This will help when it comes time to follow up. This is the step that lots of students miss, and this can be the make it or break it. These organizations meet a lot of students in one day, so it's crucial that you follow up within 24 hours. Follow their instructions. So if they asked you to email a resume and portfolio samples, do so quickly and put a cover letter in the body of your email. If they asked you to apply online, do that quickly as well and use the information you gathered in person to improve your cover letter. Because they meet so many students at fairs, include a few notes about your conversations in any emails you send. For example, an event or initiative you're excited about, or experience you have that you think would make you a great part of the team. Try to also keep a long-term perspective. You may meet companies that you're really excited about but don't have current opportunities in your area of interest. Remember that they might eventually. The reality of hiring is that new positions will pop up periodically, and you need to be there when that happens. Consider setting up a follow-up informational interview so you can keep in touch. And a good etiquette tip, if they contact you and you decide you're not interested in the company, just let them know. Be grateful, of course, but indicate that your plans have changed or you've already committed your time elsewhere. They'll appreciate knowing so they can move on to someone else. So the key to success at a career fair is to make sure you're prepared, that you make a great impression, and that you follow up quickly. If you're interested in more information about the Creative Talent Expo, we have a few in-person prep sessions planned for this semester. The first is February 22nd, and the second is March 1st. Both are at noon, both in 623 South Wabash, room 307. We'll have staff available to look at your resume, answer questions about the fair, and companies attending. We also have walk-ins available for resume feedback. Those go on Tuesday from 2 until 5 and Wednesday from 12 until 4 p.m. Also in 623 South Wabash, room 307. Make sure you bring a current draft of your resume with you. It can be print or on a computer. And good luck to you.